Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. Today's video is gonna be my, what month is it? June wrap up. So in the month of June, I participated in Whatever-a-thon, and my Whatever-a-thon goal was 15 books. And I'm here to talk to you about actually the 15 books that I read in the month of June. So here we go. We're gonna go some stats, and I'm gonna tell you the books that I read in the month of June. So I'm going to toss up a graphic for every kind of stat that we're going through, and I'm also looking at that said stat on my iPad. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at the stats so we can talk about them. So the first stat is my moods. So I did read 15 books in the month of June, which was 5,673 pages total. And here's kind of what my pie graph looks like. It looks like the most read mood was emotional, which is very normal for me. And then my second most read mood was funny, which is funny to me because that's silly. Then we have my pace. So 21% of the books that I read were slow paced, 21% of the books I read were fast paced, and then 57% of the books I read were medium paced. So that's also very kind of normal for me. Medium pace generally is what I end up reading a lot of. My page number. So 7% of the books I read in June were over 500 pages. 33% of the books that I read in June were less than 300 pages. And 60% of the books that I read in June were between 300 and 499 pages. This is also always kind of the same. I generally read this the same. My fiction, nonfiction breakdown. Now, I read 13% nonfiction and 87% fiction. This is also fairly normal for me. Now, my genres. So I really thought I was big ballin' with these non-romance, and then I looked, and 5 of the books I read were categorized as romance, 5 of the books I read were categorized as contemporary, and then this is the shocker, this is the gag of the season. 3 of the books I read were counted as literary, and that is iconic for me. That is truly, truly iconic for me. Proud of myself for that. And then we have magical realism, young adult, thriller, self-help, mystery, fantasy, middle grade, a classic, LGBTQIA. It says I only read 1, but I have a couple books that are not categorized as LGBTQ, but have that representation in the book. So that's a little skewed. 1 feminism, a psychology, a memoir, a historical, a health, and a crime. I think that's a good list. There's some in there that I read all the time, and then there are some in there that I don't read ever a lot. So I'm kind of into this list. I'm gonna have the star rating up for a second so we can look at it, and then I'm actually gonna go through the books I read and tell you what I gave those stars. So I had 3 2 stars, 1 2.5, 1 3 star, 1 3.75, 4 4 star, 1 4.5, and 4 5 star books. So in my reading journal, I do not think I put the 0.5s. So my reading journal and what I'm going to tell you is going to be a little different from this, because in my reading journal, I kind of just round to whatever star rating I'm feeling. And then kind of in Storygraph is where I kind of break it down a little bit more if I want to and if I need to. So here's that. Okay, so I'm not going to go in like star order. I'm just going to go in the order that I read them. So the first book I read was Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. I gave this 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Basically, we have a young girl. She's a twin, and she is kind of living this crazy, weird life. And it's just about her being a twin, her not being similar to her twin, and how kind of fucked up her family is. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. Next I have Dating Dr. Dill. I gave that 4 stars. And if I don't say the author, I did not write the author in my reading journal. And you're going to see a picture. I'm sorry I didn't mention the author. If I don't remember, I don't remember. It's fine. So Dating Dr. Dill, I gave 4 stars. I read this for Ruby's 24-hour readathon that we did, and I really enjoyed it. So we have a girl. It's a Taming of the Shrew kind of retelling, I guess. So we have an Indian American girl who has to either find a husband or lose her family home because her dad is going to sell it. He's a doctor, kind of. It's a whole thing. Very good. Then I have Overthinking About You by Allison Raskin, and the only reason I remember her name is because I actually saw a TikTok by her the other day, and I gave that 5 stars. So this is kind of navigating a dating life with OCD, anxiety, depression, things like that. I enjoyed it. Then I have Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. I gave that 4 stars. I gave that 4 stars, but honestly, I probably should lower it because I don't think I learned a lot, and it kind of evaporated from my brain post reading it. I think I just listened to it, and I listened to it very quickly because it is not a long book. Next, I have The Chain. I gave this 2 stars. I did not enjoy this book. It was, so basically these people have their kids kidnapped, and they have to do a series of events to follow, quote, the chain to get their children back, which involves stealing another child to return their child. It was not good. The last 50% was not good. I did not like it. Then I have Sometime in Summer by Katrina Leno, I believe. I gave this 4 stars. It was very good, cute, magical realism, young adult idea. I gave it 4 stars because the idea was there, and I read it quickly and enjoyed my time reading it. The actual story, I probably would have given a 3 star, but because of my enjoyment, I gave it a 4 star. Then the highlight of June, I read Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and I give it 5 stars because this is my new personality trait. I know so many people that did not like Discovery of Witches. I know so many people that DNF'd it. I know people that loved it. This is my new personality trait. I love Matthew Claremont. This book has history. This book has magic. This book has vampires. This book has demons. This book has everything that you think I might like. It had it, and I was obsessed, and I'm in love, and I cannot wait to get to Shadow of Night in the month of July. Then I read Under Her Care by Lucinda Berry. I gave this 3 stars. The general idea was there. It's a thriller, mystery type book. The general idea was there. It was not executed phenomenally, so that is why it was kind of middle of the road for me. I read Beloved by Toni Morrison, and I gave this 2 stars. I'm sorry, Toni. I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I'm not smart. I didn't understand at all. I can't tell you what this book is about because, again, I did not understand. I definitely maybe would reread this, but this is probably going to get sent to a little free library because I can say that I read it, but I don't know if I would ever read it again. Another highlight, I read Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I gave it 5 stars. Probably thinking back, I would not give it completely 5 stars, but in the time and my emotional journey, I loved it. I was obsessed. It was so good. Sister relationships, phenomenal. Charlie, I love him. Bookstores, love letter to books. It's just good. I still think maybe People We Meet on Vacation is better, but I really, really enjoyed Book Lovers. I read The Deceivers by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is the 2nd book in the Greystone Secrets trilogy series. There's only 3 right now. I just listened to it. It was a quick little middle grade. The first one was pretty good. I think this second one probably was on par with the first one. I gave this one 4 stars, but not totally memorable for me. Then I read Detransition Baby by Torrey Peters, and I loved this a lot. I gave it 4 stars because it did have some parts that did not completely make me happy, but this was a very, very high 4 star. This probably was one that I gave 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm keeping this book. It's not probably in my top 10 ever, but it holds a lot of value to me now that I really enjoy this book. And because of this book, I actually wore, I don't know if you can see it, so hopefully you can. I wore my Trans Rights Are Human Rights shirt today, specifically for Detransition Baby. So I really loved that book. I read Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood, one of the STEM novellas that she has. I ended up giving that 4 stars. The only reason it was not 5 stars was because this book should have been twice, maybe 3 times as long as it was. It was only 100 pages. If it had got pulled out in a different way and was longer, it would have been 5 stars. But this was pretty good. The actual spice scene in this, I feel like I remember it being chef's kiss, great spice. But there was only one. This book was only 100 pages. It fell a little flat because of that. Then I read NSFW by Isabel Kaplan. This was a NetGalley arc that I had. I ended up giving this 2 stars. It just didn't do it for me. It was like a feminism, like you don't know the main character's name, like trigger warnings, abuse, sexual assault, work assault, like things like that. I just didn't like it. And I think because I couldn't connect with the main character in the sense because I just didn't even know her name. Her name was never given. And a lot of people liked this book that I saw on Goodreads, but it just didn't do it for me. The final book I read in the month of June was The Messengers, which is the 3rd book in the Greystones Secret series, trilogy, whatever. I gave this 2.5 stars. It was not good. It was not good, guys. This was the worst one. So if there is another one, I'm hoping that it is better, or I just might not read it if there is another one, because I kind of at this point just don't care. Because I honestly don't even remember how it ended, so I don't even know if there's going to be a next book because I don't remember how it ended. And I didn't read it that long ago. But yeah, so those were my 15 books that I read. I read some really good ones. I read some really bad ones. Kind of general. I'm hoping that you can see it because I don't want to take a picture and edit it in. So I'm going to try to... If I fucked this up because of my Apple Watch, I'm going to be mad. So I'm going to show you my Whatever-a-thon board that I created in my bullet journal, and look how sad it is because I missed 2 parts of my bingo board. I missed the host fave and I missed last letter, first letter. So here is what my bingo board ended up looking like. She's a cutie, but she's missing 2 spots and I am embarrassed. But that's that on that. That's kind of all I have to say. I don't really have anything else. Those are the books I read. Those are my stats. Let me know down below if you've read any of those. Let me know down below if you want to read any of those. Let me know if you, based on those books and how I rated them, do you have any recommendations for me? I would love a recommendation. And if not, just what's the best book or worst book you read in the month of June? But that is all I have for you guys, and I thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for spending some time and enjoying your day with me. And I will check you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Bye.